it's a little bit above the radar. Still a pretty good sample size here, but a look at the potential wind speeds. And again, this is a couple thousand feet off the ground. Um, and Riley's still working the angles to see. It certainly looks like Maplesville had some of the nicest people. Me and Brian Peters went and talked to them. They helped us navigate some of the side roads to intercept a tornado on this was the 2021 day in March, in March 25th. So good folks there. So we'll have updates as soon as we get them. But this is coming through Clanton again. More of a straight line wind threat at the moment. And speaking of, this has intensified over here. Now, again, this is a good ways from the radar site, quite a ways, so this is going to be a little skewed, but you're looking at some wind speeds aloft, a couple thousand feet into the air, 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. Again, being far from the radar site, which is way back here, you're looking a little bit higher. We know that we've got a low-level jet just racing along. We know our winds aloft are very fast, so by the time these reach the surface or translate to the surface, they're not 87 miles an hour, 76. But when you have winds that strong aloft, there is some energy transferred to the surface, and I think is why we've got this severe thunderstorm warning here. And this goes for all of Cleveland County, a chunk of Calhoun County, a good part of northern Clay County, including Lineville, and also Randolph County. And something that's interesting, I know James was just talking about the flash flood warning. Some folks just saw their first rain within the last half hour or so, and it's already prompted flood warnings, which is nuts. That goes to tell you how fast this rain is coming down here. So again, there's a look at the warnings.
Hello.
There we go.
We have a report from Chilton County Emergency Management confirming what Riley's been telling us. They have units on the scene on County Road 3003 in Maplesville, and they're reporting entrapments. So again, we have people that are trapped. We don't know if they're injured. Maybe trees have come down on a structure. We just don't know. But again, Chilton County reports entrapments on County Road 3003 in Maplesville. And again, we saw the debris being lofted, and again, that just, we knew that it was down, and you hope it doesn't hit a house or hit a neighborhood or hit some people, but apparently that one did. So again, also some reports of significant damage along US 82 near Maplesville from this particular storm that has prompted the tornado warning for parts of Chilton County. This segment has moved on past Clanton at this point, and again, you can see the debris right there. And it looks like the debris signature would suggest the damage might be a little south of downtown Maplesville. Again, Pletcher is right here. Maplesville is here, kind of halfway between these two communities. But the mailing addresses are all Maplesville right here. And then you see the TDS kind of fading away as it gets closer to US 31 and I-65. And again, Riley is on the way to Chilton County from Calera. We saw some of the damage at Calera at the mobile home park. In fact, if you missed that, let's go back to WEX 05. And again, this is some of the damage at a trailer park in Calera in Shelby County. And we don't have any information about injuries at this point. We just don't know. There's a lot of things I don't know. But there's been damage to the Walmart, apparently, in Calera. And again, there's also been some, well, there you go. We finally found a cat that likes us. But again, this is some more of the damage in Chilton County at Joe Hudson Collision. Apparently a camper, a trailer got blown into a building here. So it's been a very rough ride for our friends down in Calera. And hopefully when we start our late newscast, and I don't think we're going to start it on time, but when we start the late newscast tonight, we'll be able to tell you more about what's happened down there. So again, let's go back to the radar. It's 9:30, and we have one tornado warning, at this point, and it is for this thunderstorm complex that is moving out of, or in Chilton County, coming right on top of the Coosa River. And again, we're kind of watching the spot right here where there could be a tornado involved, and that will be, and again, this warning has been canceled, obviously. The tornado is clearly northeast of there, so the tornado warning is in effect here for Chilton County and parts of Coosa County. This is US Highway 231. This is Stewartville right here. Hanover, it goes down to Rockford. Rockford is can move this thing over here. It's right there. So this does not include Rockford or Hanover or any communities along Highway 231 except for Stewartville. And again, you can see this is the part of Coosa County involved in that warning. These are approximate arrival times to the communities in Coosa County. And again, if nothing else, if there's no tornado, you'll see very strong winds with this. And the one thing I think about a lot, Evan, back when I started doing this, we had no velocity data. Can you imagine doing this with no velocity data? You're looking at just this big mass of rain, and it's like going from blind to be able to see in 1080p or 4K. Of course, we've had velocity data since the 90s, and now we have the dual polarization data with the debris signatures. So radar's come a long, long way, but we're so thankful we do have velocity data, because that's been telling the story tonight with the damage that we've experienced here. And we're not going to know how many tornadoes we've had until sometime probably Monday or Tuesday. It's going to take the Weather Service days to do this. You know how the surveys work.
Yeah, it feels like that we're into double digits. I kind of lost track once they started firing off down here. But again, a lot of these have been confirmed by radar, tornado debris signatures. Again, the next area of concern is going to be moving up towards Gold Branch, towards Stewartville, eventually towards 280. And if nothing else, look at this Boeing segment. Remember what we had earlier? The same sort of setup moving into Talladega County. It was a Boeing line. What happened at the northern edge? It bowed out so far, you ended up having its own created rotation within part of the line. The northern edge had that happen, and we'll have to watch that in your Hidden Valley, Marble Valley, Quincy, because down here you're getting that Boeing segment. This is all headed off to the north and east, eventually, as I mentioned, towards Stewartville, and this will be coming up at about the top of the hour. I put that right at about 10 o'clock, moving through a few of these locations here. So again, there's a lot happening. A lot has really ramped up here over the last again, a couple of hours. We ended the 6 o'clock. We were all excited. There was no warnings for the first time since about 1:45, and since then it's just been an absolute barrage of warnings and confirmed warnings at that. So this is the one in concern and question here. So this is basically on top of the Coosa, okay, right on the river. This is crossing over Quincy, northern parts of Coosa County, and then eventually is going to get, here's southern Talladega County, where the boundary of this polygon ends. That is where Talladega County is, and this is Clay County over here, where they've allowed that severe thunderstorm warning to actually be canceled, which is good. That means this has all kind of lost its intensity, but I am concerned the wave-like nature all the way up, really, into southern Shelby County. So you look at this, and the concern being, these can evolve, these lines, and they can almost create their own wind profile, if you will. And you're looking at a very, very odd signature here on radar, and that's essentially where our winds are going, them coming towards the radar and then away from the radar. And that can sometimes evolve into rotation within this line. So we'll keep watching this. Again, this goes all the way up to extreme southern Shelby County. This is actually south of Columbiana. They are not part of the polygon, but a very small portion of Shelby County here along Highway 145 in the town of Shelby itself. And this goes right up just to the south of Talladega Springs. I'm going to draw a little squall track on here just to give an idea. And again, what concerns me is these notches within the line. Again, we've already seen tonight them evolve, where it starts as a Boeing segment and then it turns into something else. And that's why we're saying treat this like a tornado warning. Take it very seriously, because these are a scary thing, especially coming in at night here. So this would be headed towards areas like Marble Valley, 936, Spring Creek, 936, Shelby Shores by 941. And again, we'll have to watch how this evolves. It's moving what we think into be a more stable air mass, because this has been worked over, okay? Sylacauga, Childersburg, some areas in Talladega County have seen a lot of rain, have seen some good strong thunderstorms here, and that can certainly help as we move forward. So let's see what the National Weather Service, looks like there's a new tornado warning, and it looks like a confirmed warning at that.
Coosa.
Yep, and this will be that same line what we were just talking about, and it looks like within that little eddy, we have had another spin up here. So not really showing up too well on the CC, but James, I got to think right there. We've got we've got something right in here. So this is basically headed right towards perhaps Weogufka, Bentleyville, and eventually 231. So Stewartville heads up down stream there. But these little Boeing segments, they send out these straight line winds forward. Part of the line is a little bit slower. That part of the line develops that rotation within there. You get a little bit of that velocity couplet, and now we've got a new tornado warning in place there. So it evolves quick. Take these seriously. I know we say that over and over, not to scare, but we know what these can do. We're still slowly getting in these reports from down in Chilton County near Maplesville, where this another cell went through and it appears has caused some very serious damage. So who is in versus who is out? I know James likes to play this game. We actually have a good chunk of our DMA that is good. So if you feel like you've been neglected, if you feel like we forgot about you, I promise we haven't. We're trying to talk. If you hear your town, it's because that's the area of concern. So I'm going to try to draw a line here quickly of who is in versus who is out. So really, I'm going to go all the way up to Gadsden, Raglan, Hell City, down to Alabaster, Centerville, and over to Greensboro. So here we are clear, and not the greatest drawer here, but we are clear in my 3-year-old's handwriting. But this, if you are to the north and west of this line, we're done. It ends that quickly. Unfortunately, to the south and east, totally different story here, where we've got some of the strongest storms we've seen to this point today. So we'll go over to our correlation coefficient. Let's see here. We'll push it back just a couple of minutes and see if there's any trends. And perhaps a small, maybe right there near 22. Not sure if that lines up with our, nope, that does not. That's some clutter nonsense. But this